Hey y'all, my name is Alicia and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I share beauty and lifestyle videos, so I would love for you to subscribe, and if you're not new, then welcome back. For today's video, I'm going to be comparing the new e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand to the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand. So if y'all want to see the comparison, then just keep watching. I finally got my hands on the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand and I'm so excited to try it out. I did already try it once, but I didn't have on any foundation. It was a very natural day, so this is the first time I'm trying it with a full face and I'm very excited. I know it has been out for a while, but I have not been able to get my hands on it because it has been sold out. So I wanted to still do this comparison video just in case you haven't been able to get it either. And it does come in, I think, 3 other colors, but I was really excited to try this one because it is kind of a pinky coral. If you've been around here for a while, you know that I absolutely love Charlotte Tilbury and all of her products that I have, but she is on the pricey side. I think it's worth it, but I'm a little bougie, so with makeup, I don't mind to spend the money on it, but I know not a lot of people like to spend that much on makeup or can spend that much on makeup. They would rather splurge on other things, so that is why I wanted to compare the two to see if it is a good dupe or not. So the Charlotte Tilbury, it is the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand, and it is $42, so that is quite a bit for a liquid blush. And then the e.l.f. is $9. So huge price difference, and I got mine on Amazon. I will link both down below in the description box if you want to check them out. The Charlotte Tilbury does come in other colors as well, and then she came out with a matte beauty wand. Before I try them out, I did want to show y'all the products so you can see already the difference in sizes. So pretty big difference. The Charlotte Tilbury is 0.40 ounces, and then the e.l.f. one is 0.33. So I actually feel like that's not, like, I figured it would be a bigger difference. How dirty the Charlotte Tilbury one is. So you twist it. Look how much product is on it. So you twist this part to open and close it, and sometimes I forget, so that's why it looks like this. So it does have a sponge applicator, and then you just squeeze the tube and then it comes out of the sponge. So you can see, same exact applicator, same way to use it. You just squeeze the tube and it comes out of the sponge. The only difference is, of course, the size. I think y'all can see, yeah. So you can see the size difference. I will say I do like the size of this one better, but maybe it will help you use less product with these smaller. I don't know. We will see. Since I already use and love the Charlotte Tilbury, we're going to do it on this side. And so you can do it a couple different ways. You can use a sponge. I'm going to use a brush. This one is actually by Tarte, and it is made for their cream blushes. So that is why I've been using it for my liquid and cream blushes. So you can either put it on the brush and dab it. You can put it directly on your skin and dab it, or you can do it with a sponge. You are going to get the most color payoff with a brush because the sponge soaks in the product, but I will show y'all what I do with the sponge after. So I do have on, as you can see, my full face, and I only did powder on my forehead and chin, so I left my cheeks with no powder. And if you are using a cream blush or bronzer, you want to do that right on top of your foundation before you do your setting powder. I would do my foundation, concealer, and then I would do my blush, but I wanted to go ahead and have a full face so y'all could get the full effect. Okay, I'm gonna shut up and we're gonna do this. So I like to just put it directly on my skin, and I just dot it up here, and then I just tap out with the brush. And this one is a blush and highlighter, so I will kind of go up on to my cheekbone as well as my highlighter. So same thing with powder blushes. You want to start back here and bring it forward. And then I also kind of just take the edge and blend that in because I am going to go back in and put some bronzer. So I want to make sure it's just all blended. And then if you need to, you can always go back and add a little bit more, but always start with just a little bit and then build, because it is easier to build than to take away. So if you ever get too much, or if you feel like you need to blend, that is where the sponge comes in. So I always like to go around the edges with my damp beauty sponge, and this is how I apply my foundation. So that way everything is nice and blended. And then that is easy to do. If you get too much product, don't worry. If you just go over it with your beauty sponge, it'll all work out. Now time for the e.l.f. I'm going to do it on this side, obviously. And I did find out when I used it that first time that it is pretty pigmented. So I'm not going to do as many dots with this one. So you see, you just squeeze and then the product comes out of the sponge, and that actually might be a little bit too much, so I'm just going to dab it on the back of my hand. Okay, so I'm going to start with that much because I'm pretty sure it is pretty pigmented, but like I said, I didn't use it on foundation, so foundation really helps. So if you want to, you can also rub it on your hand like I did, and then tap your brush on your hand. So there are several ways to apply it. I always tell people with new products and new techniques to, every time you use it, just to try a new way and see which way you like best. If you are newer to using cream or liquid products, maybe try putting it on your brush first, or even your hand. That way you can like put it in the product and then kind of wipe a little bit off on your hand, if that makes sense. But just play around with it. Makeup is supposed to be fun. And I tell people this all the time too. If you don't want to try something new, if you have somewhere to go, try it right before the shower, because you have your makeup done usually and you're about to take it off. So just try it before you get in the shower, and then you can see how it's going to go, how it's going to look, and then when you wash it off, you can just try the next day. They look identical. Even the color is pretty close, but I mean, look. I will say the e.l.f. one was a little bit harder to blend out. It did get a little bit splotchy, but this one I may need to try on my brush or try the hand technique that I told you all about. So I may just have to apply it different than the Charlotte Tilbury, but for $9, it is really good. And I feel like it looks identical. I am a fan, and I really like this color too. So if you have been really wanting to try the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand but don't want to pay $42 for it, definitely get the e.l.f. $9, looks identical, has the same beautiful glow. Like, I seriously cannot tell a difference. So I did add a little bit more and made it a little bit brighter than how I normally wear my blush, because I am going to put a translucent setting powder on top of it, and that kind of tones it down just a little bit. So add a little bit more than you normally would if you plan on setting it with a powder as well. And I do recommend setting it with some type of powder. A lot of people will set it with a blush the same color, but I always like to just use a translucent setting powder. That way it doesn't mess with the color. I will go ahead and add my powder just so y'all can see what it looks like and how much it kind of tones it down. So I start down here where it kind of takes off a little bit of the powder, and then I just tap. You do not want to rub, because that will rub off the product. So you see it kind of toned it down a little bit, but the glow still comes through. A really good dupe for for the Charlotte Tilbury. So once again, if you don't want to spend $42, highly recommend the e.l.f. one for $9. We'll link both down below in the description box. And yeah, so let me know down below in the comments if you have already tried the e.l.f. and what you think of it. And also let me know if you hadn't watched this, if you could tell a difference. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But I really hope that y'all enjoyed this comparison video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I make new videos every week, but I don't have anything else to say except thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. For today's video, I'm going to be Halo Glow Beauty Wand to the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand. Hey y'all, my name